So let me just say Bernie Sanders won in Iowa as far as I'm concerned, even though they say he didn't. The coin cost bullshit. New Hampshire, Bernie Sanders did win overwhelmingly, right?
Almost 60%.
So he won by, he beat Hillary Clinton in every major demographic group in the primary. He carried majorities of both men and women. He won among those with and without college degrees. He won among gun owners and non-gun owners. He beat Mrs. Clinton among previous primary voters and those participating for the first time. So people who had already participated in the process and new people who came in this time both favored Bernie. And
Bernie got more votes than Donald Trump and Kasich combined.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yes, indeed.
That's another great point. He got more votes than Kasich and Trump combined, and he ran ahead of Hillary Clinton among both moderates and liberals. So there you go. He's the thing the media was saying is that, oh, my God, this guy's such a socialist and the people don't want a revolution. What are you talking? Revolution? Well, Vox did a survey, and it turns out, according to Vox, 54% of the people they asked are Americans. In the next decade, a political revolution might be necessary to redistribute money from the wealthiest Americans to the middle class.
Yeah.
That was the question. 54% of the overall people said yes, they agreed with that. That in the next decade, a political revolution might be necessary to redistribute money from the wealthiest Americans to the middle class. 54% of Americans, Fox polled, agreed with that. Isn't that something? They strongly or somewhat agree. Of the independents, 51% of the independents strongly or somewhat agree. Only 27% strongly or somewhat disagree. So do you see what I'm saying? There's less people disagreeing, way more people strongly agreeing. Of the people who didn't vote in 2012, 58% strongly agree with that statement. Tea Party supporters, 55% of Tea Party supporters agree with the statement, in the next decade, a political revolution might be necessary to redistribute money from the wealthiest Americans. That's how bad things are. Tea Party people are now down with redistribution because they see the grotesque amounts of wealth in this country, and they see how we keep being more productive as workers, and they keep seeing how the system is rigged, and no matter how fast we run on this treadmill, we ain't getting ahead. But guess who is? The people who own Walmart. They're getting ahead. So there's a little bit more of that. And senior citizens not up for a revolution. Go figure. They got their medical care taken care of. They got their retirement taken care of. And they're old, and they don't want a revolution. So that's the only group of people, according to the Vox survey, who were not on board with a political revolution to redistribute money from the wealthiest Americans to the middle class. Only
the direct beneficiaries of the socialist program
already who are direct beneficiaries of wealth redistribution, which is kind of ironic. So yes, we're going to have a revolution. People are ready for. They were ready for a revolution when Barack Obama took the reins. They thought he was a revolutionary, and it turns out he wasn't at all. And since they called him all those things, they called him a socialist, they called him a communist, they said he was redistributing. And since they look around, those labels don't scare anybody anymore.
The old people who are against a revolution already had their revolution.
They already had their revolution. It was called the New Deal.
Exactly. So,
and then they had Medicare. Yes, great. That's a great point.
And just like FDR, Bernie is offering the wealthy classes an easy way out. Or do they want to see a French-style revolution, and they have to all move to Dubai and enjoy the risks there? This may be the easy way out that Bernie's presenting.
By the way, I think that the seniors stat is probably misleading because you can't get a good cross section of seniors because they stay on the phone so long. They just want to talk.
And they still
you
have
call them. You call them to ask them these questions, and they're like, "Well, can we talk for a little while?"
and then they're like, "Well, my phone's clicking again." Yeah, that's call waiting. What is that? Yeah, they don't. They still don't get that.
They, yeah.
Call waiting.